What is up, you guys? Sam Dog the Infamous 253 coming at you guys with Dallas Stewart. Dallas, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Yep. Week 13 in the books as of last night with that late touchdown that Tom Brady threw to Rachaad White to give the Buccaneers their win over the Saints. And that result, we went 11-3-1 in Week 13 because of that game-winning touchdown that Brady threw, where I thought for sure we were going to get that one wrong.
Yeah.
Yep, but now, new week, on to NFL, Week 14 of the 2022 NFL season. So time to do the picks for Week 14. First off, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Rams. The Raiders took care of their business against the LA Chargers, a nice little now 3-game winning streak.
Yep.
Yep.
They're still still hanging in the wild card picture in the AFC.
Yep. And meanwhile, the Rams showed up in the headlines today. They just claimed Baker Mayfield off of the waivers after he was waived by the Carolina Panthers. So Baker Mayfield now an LA Ram. Granted, the Rams now have nothing to fight for.
I wonder if the Seahawks will be. I wonder if they'll be starting against the Seahawks in Week 18.
Maybe. I know DK Metcalf. It was awesome seeing him score the game-winning touchdown on Jalen Ramsey. That was awesome to see. But yeah, Rams pretty much nothing really to fight for. Raiders somewhat with a little bit to fight for on this one, and I never thought I'd be doing this coming up for this week, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders to go to LA and hand the Rams another loss. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, give me the Raiders to get their fourth straight win, get to within a game of 500 and stay right in the mix of the wild card race, and hand the Rams. I can't believe I'm saying this. Their seventh straight loss, dropping them to 3-10.
Yeah, that is shocking to even think about. We never thought we'd be thinking about that. They're looking like now the worst defending Super Bowl champ in NFL history.
Injuries have just derailed their team this year. And at the beginning of the year, this looked like it was going to be a good matchup. Now, not so much.
No. But yeah, we're going Raiders in that one. I expect Josh Jacobs to have a big day and Devontae Adams to just shred Jalen Ramsey just like he did in the divisional round with the Packers in 2020 when he just diced Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
All right, up next we got an NFC North rivalry. We got the Minnesota Vikings going to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions in round 2. The Minnesota Vikings just squawked it out against the New York Jets, and the Detroit Lions dropped a 40-burger on the Jacksonville Jaguars. We predicted that because we like the way that the Lions are playing for Dan Campbell.
Yeah, they easily could be on a 5-game winning streak right now, but they're hot right now. 4 out of 5, and they're 5 and 7. Things are looking up for the Lions.
Yeah, but this time they're going up against the top dog of the NFC North. Because the Lions won, the Vikings couldn't quite wrap up the NFC North quite yet. And I think this is the week the Vikings wrap it up. Give me Minnesota to complete the sweep of the Lions. Yeah.
Didn't they play each other like week 2 or week 3, and it was a close game?
Yeah, and the Vikings ended up winning it.
Yeah, I got the Vikings getting another win against the Lions.
Yep. All right, up next, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens lost Lamar Jackson, and it was a tight game. They struggled a lot against Denver, but thankfully they got that one drive that they needed the most, and Tyler Huntley ran it in for the touchdown, and Tucker kicked the PAT, and McManus's kick was short. Wasn't pretty, but thank you, Baltimore.
Yep, thank you, Baltimore, with a struggle win for the ages.
Yep. And the Pittsburgh Steelers squeaked out a 3-point win against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Lamar Jackson is out. We don't know the timeline for his return, and because of that, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Ravens here. I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah, is this the first time they've played each other this year?
I think it is.
Yeah, with Lamar Jackson out, I'm gonna take the Steelers to win their third straight and get to 6 and 7, and they're in the mix in the AFC wild card race. I never thought I'd be
Yep. Me neither, man. All right, up next we got the rematch of the Halloween game. We got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. This time in Cincinnati. The Bengals last week got another win against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're pretty happy to have Jamar Chase back, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think they are. He provides a huge spark on their offense.
Oh, big spark. And meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns last week with Deshaun Watson's debut. Deshaun Watson did not do crap. He didn't do squat for them. It was just the special teams with Donovan Peoples-Jones taking a punt return back for a touchdown. And then the Texans tried doing a quarterback sneak and they fumbled it, and the Browns defense got a scoop and score, and they got a pick six. So 2 house calls in the same game, and Deshaun Watson didn't do squat. I mean, we know what happened last time. The Browns just annihilated the Bengals on Halloween. Granted, the Bengals didn't have freaking Jamar Chase, and Myles Garrett just went wild on them on defense too. But, I don't know. The Browns have had the Bengals number in recent history more so than ever.
Yeah, and didn't the Browns last week, didn't they have two defensive touchdowns and one special teams touchdown? I heard they had no offensive touchdowns.
Exactly, that's what I said. 1 special teams and 2 defensive touchdowns was pretty much it.
Yeah, you could definitely tell Watson was rusty after being out for 2 years.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, this time around, I think I'm going to go ahead and take Cincinnati to split the series this time around because, they have Jamar Chase back. That is the big boost to their offense. Mixon's back in there, too. I think this time, the Bengals are going to split on the series. We know they got swept last year before going to the Super Bowl, but I'm going to just take Cincinnati this time around.
Yeah, I would take Cincinnati as well. I just can't see them getting swept again by the Browns. And Cincinnati's really starting to round into form. They're starting to look like the team that made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, because now they got Chase back. All right, up next we got the New York Jets going to Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills. AFC East matchup. The Jets last week just couldn't quite get it done against the Minnesota Vikings. Mike White had a nice little quarterback run for a touchdown, but it still wasn't enough. And meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills last week, took care of their business against the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football and now retain first place in the AFC East. And they're in pretty good shape now to possibly jump on it. They're going to want revenge for the last time around when they played the Jets. I was in Arizona during that one when the Jets shockingly beat the Bills, but that was back when they have Zach Wilson. I don't think Mike White has it in him to pull it off against Josh Allen and the Bills. And the Bills, this time the game's in Buffalo. Advantage Buffalo. They're going to want revenge for earlier. I'm taking the Bills to win this one.
Yeah, give me the Bills to split the series against the Jets and stay in the driver's seat now for the home field because now they have the number 1 seed and they really want to get that number 1 seed so the road to the Super Bowl through the AFC can come through Buffalo.
Big time. Could not have said it any better, man. All right, up next, Battle of Texas. Houston Texans at Dallas Cowboys. Like we mentioned, Texans lost to Browns special teams and defense, and meanwhile the Cowboys unleashed hell on the Indianapolis Colts, dropping a 50-burger on Jeff Saturday's Colts. Lock of the week, Cowboys kill the Texans.
Yeah, lock of the week, Cowboys just all over the Texans, and I would be surprised if they struggle for the first 3 quarters. They really only played 1 good quarter against the Colts.
Yeah, for real.
It's the quarter that matters the most.
Yep. All right, up next we got NFC East rivalry. Philadelphia Eagles going to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. The Philadelphia Eagles last week just stuck it to the Tennessee Titans. A.J. Brown's revenge game. And meanwhile, the New York Giants tied with the Washington Commanders, which was pretty big.
Godot missed that 58-yard field goal.
Which puts the Seahawks a half game up on Washington. So we hold the 7th seed of the wild card now because of that tie.
Yeah, it kept the Giants in the 6th spot.
Yeah, but this time around, Giants are going to get knocked back again, and I got the Philadelphia Eagles completing. Is this their second time playing them?
I think it's the first.
Yeah, give me the Eagles.
Yeah, give me the Eagles to get to 12-1. They finally had a convincing win last week for the first time in a month. Last week, they definitely looked like the best team in football.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans. The Jaguars got absolutely pistol whipped by the Detroit Lions, and the Titans last week, A.J. Brown got his revenge in Philadelphia with that big. I think A.J. Brown had like 3 touchdowns in that game.
Wow. What a pickup for them.
Yeah, Titans holding the L for that trade. But they're taking on Jacksonville this time. This should be a good week to get back on track and bounce back. Derrick Henry should have a big day against them. I'm taking the Titans.
Is this the second meeting?
If it is, then the Titans are getting the sweep.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, Titans bounce back and get the sweep.
Yep. All right, up next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs lost to the Cincinnati Bengals again for the 3rd straight time. Lost twice to them last year, including the AFC Championship, and lost again. And the Denver Broncos lost 10-9. They knocked Lamar Jackson out in Baltimore, and yet McManus could not make a 63-yarder to win the game as they fall 10-9. Once again, thank you, Baltimore.
Yep, thank you, Baltimore.
Yep, and here's the next lock. Here's another lock right here. There's no way in hell the Chiefs drop this one. Patrick Mahomes owns the Broncos. Mahomes owns Denver. Chiefs own Denver. Give me Kansas City big in this one.
Yeah, give me Kansas City lock of the week. This one should not be close. They should handle their business.
The second lock.
Back
Yep.
from that loss to Cincinnati. I think Denver's kind of starting to nail it in at this point.
Yep, which means our draft pick just gets better and better. Yep. Well, we'll see what happens when they play the Rams on Christmas Day, though, but we'll see.
I never thought I'd say that, but that's going to be a dumpster ball now.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd be saying that?
Dumpster ball.
And Aaron Donald should possibly be back by then for the Rams, so.
Who might be back for the Rams by then?
Possibly Aaron Donald. I don't know if he's back this week, though, for the game against the Raiders, but we'll see. All right. Up next, we got our game. We got the Carolina Panthers coming to Lumen Field to take on the Seattle Seahawks, our last matchup with the NFC South. The Carolina Panthers, last week, basically,
A bye week.
yeah, they were on a bye week, but before that, they did us that favor by beating the Denver Broncos.
In a Super Bowl 50 rematch, which was a toilet bowl.
Yep, and Sam Darnold should be expected to be the starting quarterback now for the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, we got in there. We were in a tough battle with the injury-riddled Los Angeles Rams, and in the end, Geno did what we wanted to see him do. He let a come-from-behind victory in the 4th quarter in crunch time, hitting DK Metcalf for the game-winning touchdown on that final drive with 36 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And like we wanted to see him do it. I mean, because we were saying, Geno, show us that you can win from behind. Got to be able to win the game from behind, and thankfully he was able to do it and make the Seahawks a perfect 2-0 at SoFi Stadium in 2022. Yeah. Whew. I'm not going to overlook Carolina. It's like, and plus I don't want to get swept by the NFC South this year, but, we should be expecting Sam Darnold this week, and got to be able to shut down the run. Defense is still my biggest concern for us in this game, though, too, especially with stopping the run, because they got some good runs with Cam Akers and the jet sweep with Tutu Atwell. Thankfully, we were able to get that Woolen interception last week, and of course the Barton one at the end after we got the Metcalf touchdown to basically seal it. But now, let's see what happens with this one. It'll be good to get back in the stadium. I will be going to this game. No way I miss another game this season, another home game this season. But I'm going to take the Seahawks to get the win at home against the Carolina Panthers and get up to 8-5. I'm taking the Seahawks.
I take the Seahawks as well to get to 8-5. And Carolina, their wins, their defense has played good, but I don't expect them to fall for a trap game. I think we make just enough plays, and we're able to win. And the last time we faced Sam Darnold,
40-3.
All over him. The 40-3 game in 2020 against the Jets.
Yep.
So we've had success against Sam Darnold before. before, and I hope it continues on Sunday.
Yeah, but I'm not going to overlook it. I'm not going to overlook this game. I'm not going to underestimate them or anything else, you know?
We've almost fallen for back-to-back games.
Yeah, so we can't overlook Carolina. Just saying.
No, we can't be thinking, looking ahead to next Thursday against the 49ers.
Yeah, and speaking of which, they're next. They're taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Levi Stadium. 49ers, though, lost Jimmy Garoppolo for the year with that ankle and with that broken ankle. And meanwhile, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just squeaked it out on Monday Night Football against the New Orleans Saints. Brady with his latest go-ahead touchdown of his career with 3 seconds left, hitting Rachaad White for the touchdown before Suckup kicked the game-winning PAT. That game was pretty crazy, especially that finish in the fourth quarter. 45-year-old Tom Brady's got a little juice left, but how much more juice does he have? I think Father Time is definitely still catching up to him. 49ers, though, granted they lost Jimmy Garoppolo. Brock Purdy was looking okay for them, so who knows how much, they'll be, missing on this one with Garoppolo. But it's like they still look like they're in good shape, even with their quarterback situation, I would say. I thought for sure they would go get Baker Mayfield, but I think that, yeah, but they still looked all right. Purdy had a nice stuff.
Still be explosive on offense, so.
Yeah, I mean Purdy did hit that touchdown.
Still good.
He hit that touchdown pass to Juszczyk, McCaffrey, and the defense pretty much iced it for San Francisco against the Miami Dolphins back on Sunday. It was worth a shot to roll, but in the end, the Dolphins just choked. They just gave up the 2 defensive touchdowns, and that pretty much was all she wrote. But Brock Purdy versus Tom Brady. Hopefully this is a good. I hope this is a good game though too. Just saying, Tampa's defense. Let's see if they're up for the matchup of Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey, and of course that guy George Kittle. I mean, it'll be interesting to watch the Niners now with their third string quarterback in this game.
Yeah.
See if they can still keep it rolling. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to take the 49ers this week because of their defense too. I think they'll get after Brady and make it tough for him, and they'll probably get it out too. But I'm not going to sleep on the GOAT though. I would if he somehow manages to pull this game off, then you know what I'm saying. But I'm going to take the 49ers. Who are you taking, Dallas?
Just for the heck of it, if the 49ers I picked 49ers. I'm going to pick, I can't see Tom Brady losing to Brock Purdy.
So
I think them having Garoppolo is going to make a huge difference in this game. So I don't feel good about this at all because Tampa's offense really struggled.
So we're go.
I said I'm going to pick Tampa.
So are we going split? All right, split. I got 49ers. Yeah, I mean, we were all. Let's be real. I think everybody wanted to see Tom Brady versus Jimmy Garoppolo because of when he was the backup for him in New England.
Oh yeah, this could have been the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah,
we were close to getting it.
Yeah, we were pretty close, but they couldn't stop Cooper Kupp at the end. All right.
Yeah.
Up next, Sunday Night Football game. We got the Miami Dolphins going to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Dolphins, well, they were in it for a little bit, but the 49ers defense happened and didn't much stand a chance against it. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Chargers dropped the game to the Las Vegas Raiders at home at SoFi Stadium. No, wait, they dropped it in Vegas. They were in Vegas last week. That's right, my bad. Sorry about that. So the Chargers dropped their game to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Dolphins, though, it's a big hit to lose like that to the 49ers now that Buffalo's back on top of the AFC East. But I'm going to take the Dolphins to bounce back against the Los Angeles Chargers and get back in the race. I'm taking Miami.
Yeah, I'm going to take Miami to bounce back. Chargers are fading. They easily could be on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah.
If they didn't get that 2-point conversion against Arizona, I got to go with Miami to bounce back. I can't see them losing 2 in a row.
Yeah, neither can I. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. We got Bill Belichick's New England Patriots going to State Farm Stadium to take on the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are coming off of their bye week after they lost by 1 point to the Los Angeles Chargers. And meanwhile, the New England Patriots, lost to the Buffalo Bills on Thursday Night Football last week. And Bill Belichick, the last few times the Cardinals have played the New England Patriots, it's been without Tom Brady. And they lost every time. They lost to Jimmy Garoppolo during Brady's Deflategate suspension in 2016. And then they lost to Cam Newton in 2020. That was a red zone reaction, remember?
I remember that game.
Yeah, man. Arizona, granted now they're in third place because the Rams are pretty much cooked and they got that one win with Colt McCoy. Granted, they were having the Rams had John Wolford out. Now, pretty much it's a surprise to see them that they're in third place now. I thought for sure they would be the bottom feeder of the division with how bad Kyler Murray's been, him getting hurt and getting dropped for Colt McCoy, obviously with his injury. But I would not be surprised if somehow, some way, Bill Belichick finds a way to win another game against the Cardinals with a quarterback not named Tom Brady, but this time with Mac Jones. So, Patriots defense, I think they'll do what they can to get after him. I think Judon's going to have a big day and get some hits on Kyler Murray. And I think the Patriots are gonna do their thing, and they're gonna get a third straight win over the Cardinals without Brady. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take
the Patriots too.
Yeah,
I think the Cardinals pretty much have nothing to play for at this point, and they're kind of mailing it in.
Yeah, they were dead the moment that I stepped into their house and watched the Seahawks pull out the broom in State Farm Stadium. They were dead the moment I walked into that stadium.
It's been a long season for them.
Yeah, I'm never gonna I'm gonna treasure that moment forever for that. The fact that when I went to that game with my dad in Arizona that pulled out the broom in their house, that felt absolutely good. But
I'm sure it did.
Yeah. All right, and there you have it. Week 14 picks. We got Raiders over Rams, Vikings over Lions, Steelers over Ravens, Bengals over Browns, Bills over Jets, Cowboys over Texans, Eagles over Giants, Titans over Jaguars, Chiefs over Broncos, Seahawks over Panthers. Dallas took the Buccaneers. I took the 49ers. That's our split. Dolphins over Chargers, Patriots over Cardinals, and that's our Week 14 picks. Drop your picks in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and I'm going to relax now for the rest of the night. Dallas, thank you once again for getting in on this really quick.
Yep, no problem.
All right, and we will catch y'all after the game on Sunday. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous, and as always, go Seahawks.